What if I told you that a poor camel boy became the greatest salesman in the world by following 10 ancient scrolls? And what if these same scrolls could transform your life in just 90 days? Today, we're unlocking the secrets that have changed millions of lives worldwide. This isn't just about sales. It's about mastering life itself. Are you ready? Hello, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most powerful personal development books ever written, The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. This small book, published in 1968, has sold over 50 million copies and transformed countless lives across the globe. But here's what makes this book extraordinary. It's not really about selling products. It's about selling yourself on the idea that you can achieve greatness. It's about developing the habits, mindset, and character that lead to success in every area of life, career, relationships, health, and happiness. Og Mandino wrote this book during one of the darkest periods of his own life. He was bankrupt, alcoholic, and contemplating suicide. But the principles in this book, principles he discovered and lived, saved his life and made him one of the most successful inspirational writers of the 20th century. Today, we're going to explore the timeless wisdom contained in the 10 scrolls, the powerful story that delivers them, and most importantly, how you can apply these principles starting today. Before we dive into the book, you need to understand Og Mandino's incredible story, because it proves that these principles work even for someone who hit absolute rock bottom. Og Mandino was born in 1923 in Massachusetts. He had dreams of becoming a writer, but life had other plans. He served as a bomber pilot in World War II, and when he returned home, he found his mother had died while he was away. This devastated him. Unable to cope with the grief, Mandino turned to alcohol. His drinking destroyed his marriage, cost him his job, and left him homeless. By November 1955, he was living in his car in Cleveland, Ohio, in the middle of winter. He had pawned everything he owned for drinking money. One freezing day, he stood in front of a pawnshop window, looking at a handgun. He was planning to buy it and end his life, but something stopped him. Instead, he walked into a library to get warm. In that library, he discovered books on self-help and success. He read Clement Stone, Napoleon Hill, Dale Carnegie, and others. These books gave him hope. He started applying their principles, quit drinking, and slowly rebuilt his life. Eventually, he became the editor of Success Unlimited magazine and then a best-selling author. His book, The Greatest Salesman in the World, was born from his own transformation and the wisdom he gathered from the greatest success teachers in history. His story proves the central message of his book. Anyone can change, anyone can succeed, if they're willing to follow the right principles with persistence and faith. So what are these mysterious scrolls that hold the power to transform anyone into a success? And why did Mandino wrap them in a parable set in ancient times? Let's discover the story that carries these life-changing principles. The Greatest Salesman in the World is told as a parable, a story with a deeper meaning. The narrative takes place in ancient Jerusalem, over 2,000 years ago, during the time of Jesus Christ. The story centers on Hafid, a poor camel boy who works for Pathros, the greatest caravan trader and salesman in the world. Hafid dreams of becoming a great salesman himself, but he starts with nothing. No education, no wealth, no connections, just ambition and a good heart. One day, Pathros decides to give young Hafid a chance. He gives him one robe to sell, just one, telling him that if he can sell it, he'll be on his way to becoming a salesman. This is Hafid's big opportunity. But when Hafid travels to Bethlehem to sell the robe, something unexpected happens. He encounters a poor couple with a newborn baby in a cave. They have nothing to keep the infant warm. Moved by compassion, Hafid gives away the robe for free to protect the baby from the cold. The story subtly suggests this baby is Jesus Christ, though it's never explicitly stated. Hafid returns to Pathros devastated, certain he's failed, but Pathros sees something different. He sees that Hafid has something more valuable than selling ability. He has a good heart and a capacity for love and compassion. Pathros then reveals his greatest secret. His success didn't come from natural talent or luck. It came from 10 scrolls containing principles of success that were given to him by a wealthy merchant years ago. These scrolls contain ancient wisdom that, when followed faithfully, guarantee success. Pathros have been waiting for the right person to pass these scrolls to, someone worthy of their power. He sees that person in Hafid. But there's a condition. Hafid must follow the instructions precisely, and eventually he must pass the scrolls on to someone else who deserves them. Hafid agrees and begins his journey with the scrolls. The story then fast-forwards many years. We learn that Hafid did indeed become the greatest salesman in the world, wealthier than even Pathros. Now, as an old man, Hafid must fulfill his promise and pass the scrolls on to a deserving person. This framework is brilliant because it does several things. It makes the wisdom memorable through story. It emphasizes that these principles are timeless. They worked in ancient times and still work today. And it suggests that success is not just about techniques, but about character and worthy intent. Before we explore each scroll, you need to understand how to use them, because the method is as important as the content. Here's the system Pathros gives a Hafid. The 90-day cycle. You focus on one scroll at a time for 30 days. Since there are 10 scrolls, the complete cycle takes 300 days, about 10 months. But the transformation happens in the first 90 days with the first 3 scrolls. Daily reading ritual. You must read the scroll 3 times each day. Once in the morning upon waking. Once at midday. Once at night before sleeping. Read aloud. You should read the words aloud when possible, allowing them to penetrate not just your conscious mind, but your subconscious as well. Read with feeling. Don't just mechanically read the words. Feel them. Internalize them. Let them become part of you. The power of repetition. By reading the same scroll for 30 consecutive days, you're not just learning information. You're installing new habits and beliefs at a subconscious level. Repetition is the mother of skill and the father of character transformation. This method is based on profound truth. We are what we repeatedly do. Our habits shape our character, and our character shapes our destiny. By deliberately choosing what to focus on and repeat for 30 days, we can literally reprogram ourselves for success. Modern neuroscience confirms this ancient wisdom. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself, shows that consistent repetition of thoughts and behaviors creates new neural pathways. In essence, the scroll method is a technology for brain rewiring. Now that you understand the power of the method, let's unlock the 10 scrolls themselves. Each contains a principle so powerful that mastering just one could change your life. But when you master all 10, you become unstoppable. Let's begin. The first scroll is the foundation for everything else. Its central message is, I will form good habits and become their slave. This scroll teaches that we are all slaves to our habits. The question is whether we're slaves to good habits or bad habits. Success is not an accident. It's the inevitable result of good habits practiced consistently. Key principles from Scroll I. 1. Habits rule our lives. The scroll begins by acknowledging a hard truth. Most people are slaves to bad habits. They sleep too much, eat too much, procrastinate, complain, and make excuses. These habits lead inevitably to failure. But successful people are also slaves to good habits. They rise early, work diligently, persist through challenges, maintain positive attitudes, and take consistent action. These habits lead inevitably to success. 2. We must choose our master. Since we're going to be controlled by habits anyway, we must consciously choose which habits will control us. This requires self-awareness and deliberate choice. 3. Good habits are hard to form but easy to live with. The scroll acknowledges that forming good habits requires initial effort and discipline. Waking up early is hard at first. Exercising is uncomfortable initially. But once the habit is established, it becomes automatic and easy. Conversely, bad habits are easy to form but hard to live with. Procrastination feels easy in the moment but creates long-term pain. Overeating feels good immediately but damages your health over time. 4. The scroll method creates good habits by committing to read each scroll for 30 days. You're practicing the very principle the first scroll teaches. You're forming the habit of daily self-improvement, consistent focus, and repetitive learning. 5. Failure can be turned into success. One of the most powerful lines in the scroll is, failure will never overtake me if my determination to succeed is strong enough. This means that with the right habits, particularly the habits of persistence and continuous action. Failure becomes impossible because you never quit. You may face setbacks, but you cannot ultimately fail if you keep going. Practical application. The first scroll is asking you to make a fundamental decision. What habits do you want to govern your life? Here's an exercise. Write down 3 bad habits that are holding you back. Then write down the opposite good habits you want to replace them with. For example, bad habit, hitting snooze and sleeping late. Good habit, rising at 6 a.m. every day. Bad habit, watching TV for 3 hours nightly. Good habit, reading for 1 hour nightly. Bad habit, eating fast food regularly. Good habit, preparing healthy meals. Then commit to the 30-day challenge for just one of these habit changes. Use the scroll method. Create an affirmation about your new habit and read it 3 times daily for 30 days. The deeper wisdom. This scroll is teaching something profound. You cannot change your life by wanting to change. You can only change your life by changing your daily actions. And the way to change your daily actions is to change your habits. Success is not about one big decision or one grand gesture. It's about small, positive actions repeated daily until they become automatic. This is how ordinary people achieve extraordinary results. The second scroll introduces what might be the most powerful force in human achievement: love. Its central message is, I will greet this day with love in my heart. This scroll might seem strange in a book about salesmanship and success. What does love have to do with achievement? Everything, as it turns out. Key principles from Scroll 2. 1. Love is the greatest secret. The scroll proclaims that love is the greatest secret success in all ventures. This is a romantic love we're talking about. It's a broader, more powerful kind of love. Enthusiasm, appreciation, goodwill, and genuine care for others and for life itself. When you approach your work with love, you bring energy, creativity, and excellence. When you approach people with love, you build trust, rapport, and influence. When you approach challenges with love, you find the strength to persist. 2. Love conquers all obstacles. The scroll teaches, I will greet this day with love in my heart, and I will succeed. Love dissolves obstacles that seem insurmountable. When you love what you do, difficult tasks become enjoyable. When you love the people you serve, objections and rejections don't discourage you. When you love yourself, you persist through temporary failures. 3. Specific applications of love. The scroll gives specific instructions. I will love all mankind, even those who speak ill of you or compete against you. This doesn't mean being naive or allowing abuse. It means maintaining goodwill and refusing to carry hatred or bitterness, which only poison your own heart. I will love the ambitious. Learn from them instead of envying them. I will love the failures. Have compassion for them, for you too have failed and may fail again. I will love the beautiful. Appreciate beauty without being controlled by it. I will love the ugly. See the soul beyond the surface. I will love the poor and the rich. Don't judge people by their circumstances. 4. How to generate love. The scroll provides a practical technique. How will I speak? I will laud mine enemies, and they will become friends. I will encourage my friends, and they will become brothers. In other words, speak well of everyone. Praise freely. Encourage generously. This practice generates love in your own heart and in the hearts of others. 5. Love yourself importantly. The scroll teaches, I will love myself. This isn't narcissism. It's healthy self-respect and self-care. You cannot give what you don't have. If you don't love yourself, you cannot truly love others. If you don't believe in your own value, you cannot convince others of the value you offer. Practical application. Here's a 30-day challenge based on Scroll 2. Each morning, before starting your day, consciously generate feelings of love and appreciation. Think of 3 things you're grateful for. Think of 3 people you appreciate. Think of 3 aspects of your work or life that you can approach with enthusiasm today. Throughout the day, practice these love-generating behaviors. Genuinely compliment at least 3 people. Look for the good in every person you encounter. When someone annoys you, silently wish them well instead of harboring irritation. Speak well of people, including those not present. Do one small act of kindness, expecting nothing in return. The deeper wisdom. This scroll is teaching something that most success books miss. Attitude is more important than aptitude. Your inner state determines your outer results. Consider two salespeople with equal skills. One approaches customers with love, genuine interest in helping them, enthusiasm for the product, warm appreciation for the interaction. The other is just going through the motions, viewing customers as obstacles or transactions. Who will sell more? The one with love, every time. Because people buy from people they like, trust, and feel cared for by. But this principle extends far beyond sales. In every area of life, parenting, marriage, friendship, leadership, creative work, those who operate from love achieve more and enjoy it more than those who operate from fear, greed, or apathy. As the scroll says, "And how will I confront each whom I meet? In only one way. In silence, and to myself I will address him and say, I love you." Love opens doors, but you still have to walk through them. And some days, walking through those doors feels impossible. That's where the next scroll comes in, a principle that separates the successful from the mediocre. Let's discover it. The third scroll contains what many consider the most important success principle ever articulated. I will persist until I succeed. This scroll is pure, concentrated willpower compressed into words. It's about developing the one quality that, more than any other, determines who succeeds and who fails: persistence. Key principles from Scroll 3. 1. Persistence is the ultimate differentiator. The scroll teaches that you may lack many things: intelligence, education, beauty, connections, capital. But if you have persistence, you will eventually succeed. Conversely, you may have every advantage, but without persistence, you will ultimately fail. As the scroll states, I will persist until I succeed. I was not delivered unto this world in defeat, nor does failure course in my veins. 2. Never consider defeat. One of the most powerful passages says, I will remove from my vocabulary such words and phrases as quit, cannot, unable, impossible, out of question, improbable, failure, unworkable, hopeless, and retreat. This is about controlling your internal dialogue. Words shape thoughts, thoughts shape beliefs, and beliefs shape actions. By eliminating defeat language from your vocabulary, you eliminate defeat itself from your possibilities. 3. The power of one more the scroll teaches. I will try again and again and again. Each obstacle I will consider as a mere detour to my goal and a challenge to my profession. Success often comes to those who simply try one more time than everyone else. Most people quit just before the breakthrough. They give up on the last day of winter, not realizing spring is coming tomorrow. For nature's lessons on persistence, the scroll uses beautiful metaphors from nature. The prizes of life are at the end of each journey, not near the beginning. Though my world be filled with storms and difficulties, I will not stop. I will persist until I succeed. I will persist. I will win. Think about water wearing away stone or a seed breaking through concrete. These are not powerful forces. They're simply persistent ones. Steady, repeated pressure over time accomplishes what force alone cannot. 5. Outlast your competition. Here's a truth the scroll implies. Most of your competition will quit. If you simply refuse to quit, you'll outlast the majority. Success often comes not to the most talented, but to the most stubborn. Practical application. The scroll method itself is a test of persistence. Can you read the same scroll 3 times a day for 30 days? Many people can't. They get bored, they forget, they lose motivation. Those who persist through the full 300-day cycle are demonstrating the very quality that will make them successful in every venture. Here's a challenge. Think of a goal you previously quit on. Maybe you started a business and gave up. Maybe you started learning a language and stopped. Maybe you began an exercise program and quit. Now recommit to it, but with a new rule. You're not allowed to quit for at least 90 days, no matter what. You can modify your approach, you can adjust your methods, but you cannot quit. Track your persistence. Mark off each day on a calendar. The visual evidence of your persistence will build your confidence and identity as a persistent person, the deeper wisdom. This scroll is teaching what psychologists now call grit, the combination of passion and perseverance for long-term goals. Research by Angela Duckworth and others has shown that grit is a better predictor of success than IQ, talent, or socioeconomic background. But here's what's crucial. Persistence is not the same as stubbornness or rigidity. The scroll doesn't say, I will persist in doing the same thing until I succeed. It says, I will persist until I succeed, implying you learn, adapt, and improve as you persist. Intelligent persistence means persisting in your goal while being flexible in your methods, learning from each failure, and adjusting, never quitting on your dreams, but often quitting on approaches that don't work. As the scroll beautifully states, henceforth I will consider each day's effort as but one blow of my blade against a mighty oak. The first blow may cause not a tremor in the wood, nor the second, nor the third. Yet from childish swipes the oak will eventually tumble. This is a patient, consistent, unstoppable persistence that wins in the end. The fourth scroll shifts focus from external action to internal belief. Its central message is, I am nature's greatest miracle. This scroll is about self-worth, uniqueness, and a recognition that you possess infinite potential. It's the antidote to the imposter syndrome and self-doubt that paralyze so many people. Key principles from Scroll 4. 1. You are unique. The scroll emphasizes that in all of history, there has never been and will never be another you. Your combination of traits, experiences, perspectives, and abilities is completely unique. I am nature's greatest miracle. Since the beginning of time, never has there been another with my mind, my heart, my eyes, my ears, my hands, my hair, my mouth. None that came before, none that live today, and none that come tomorrow can walk and talk and move and think exactly like me. This isn't arrogance. It's fact. You are literally one of a kind. And this uniqueness means you have unique value to offer the world. 2. You are valuable. If you're unique, you're also valuable. No one else can make your unique contribution. No one else can live your life, love your loved ones, or accomplish your mission. The scroll asks, who is to say that my muscle and my mind are not powerful enough to accomplish any task? This is teaching you to stop comparing yourself unfavorably to others. Yes, someone might be stronger, smarter, or more skilled in a particular area, but they are not you. They cannot do what you uniquely can do. 3. Reject self-pity and self-doubt. I am not on this earth by chance. I am here for a purpose, and that purpose is to grow into a mountain, not to shrink to a grain of sand. The scroll is teaching you to reject the victim mentality. You're not here by accident. You're not powerless. You're not limited to mediocrity. You have the potential for greatness. 4. Your potential is unlimited. One of the most powerful sections asks, who is to judge me? I can accomplish far more than I have, and I will. This is about refusing to let past performance or others' opinions limit your future. Just because you haven't achieved much yet doesn't mean you can't. Just because others don't believe in you doesn't mean you can't succeed. 5. Celebrate your gift. The scroll teaches you to appreciate and celebrate what makes you unique. I am rare, and there is value in all rarity. Therefore, I am valuable. I am nature's greatest miracle. This isn't about being better than others. It's about recognizing that you, like every other person, are a miracle. And miracles don't compare themselves to other miracles. They simply shine their unique light. Practical application. This scroll requires you to do something that might feel uncomfortable. Acknowledge your value and potential. Here's an exercise for your 30-day practice with this scroll. Each day, write down 3 unique qualities, skills, or perspectives you possess. 3 accomplishments, however small, from your past. 3 possibilities for your future if you applied yourself fully. Don't repeat the same things each day. Dig deep and discover new aspects of your uniqueness and potential. Also, practice this affirmation from the scroll throughout the day. I am nature's greatest miracle. I am not on this earth by chance. When self-doubt arises, when you're tempted to compare yourself unfavorably to others, when you feel like quitting, return to this truth. You are unique, valuable, and capable of far more than you've yet achieved. The deeper wisdom. This scroll addresses one of the most common obstacles to success: low self-esteem and a lack of belief in your own worth and potential. Many people sabotage themselves because, deep down, they don't believe they deserve success. They don't believe they're capable of great things. They see themselves as ordinary at best, inadequate at worst. But here's the truth the scroll is teaching. The belief that you're inadequate is a lie. It's a story you've been told or told yourself, but it's not reality. The reality is that you have within you capabilities you haven't tapped, potential you haven't realized, and value you haven't fully expressed. The only thing holding you back is your belief about yourself. As the scroll says, I am nature's greatest miracle. Henceforth will I apply all my efforts to become the highest mountain of all, and I will strain my potential until it cries for mercy. This is about becoming all you were meant to be, not because you have to prove something to others, but because you owe it to yourself and to the world to give your unique gift. You're unique, you're valuable, but here's the challenge. Every day tries to drain your energy and dim your light. How do you maintain your power when life keeps throwing obstacles at you? The next scroll reveals the secret. The fifth scroll introduces urgency and presence. Its central message is, I will live this day as if it is my last. This is about making the most of every day, avoiding procrastination, and living with intentionality rather than drifting through life on autopilot. Key principles from Scroll V. 1. Today is all you have. The scroll begins with a sobering reminder, I will live this day as if it is my last, and if it is not, I shall fall to my knees and give thanks. This isn't meant to be morbid. It's meant to wake you up. We often live as if we have unlimited tomorrows. We procrastinate on our dreams, delay important conversations, and waste precious time on trivial things. But what if today were your last day? Would you waste it? Would you put off that important project? Would you leave things unsaid to people you love? 2. Forget yesterday. All failures, even the memories of my past humiliation, will be forgotten by this day. And the scroll state, I will also forget the triumphs of yesterday, lest I be mired in false pride. This teaches the importance of living in the present. Don't be haunted by yesterday's failures or made complacent by yesterday's successes. Today is a new beginning, a fresh opportunity. 3. Avoid worry about tomorrow. I will avoid with fury the killers of time. Procrastination I will destroy with action. Doubt I will bury under faith. Fear I will dismember with confidence. The scroll teaches that worry about the future steals the energy you need for today. Planning is wise, but anxious worry is destructive. Focus on what you can do today. For this day is precious. This day is all I have, and these hours are now my eternity. Each minute of this day will I grasp with both hands, and fondle with love, for its value is beyond price. When you truly recognize that each day is a gift, a limited and precious resource, you stop wasting time. You become intentional about how you invest your hours. 5. Make today count. The scroll challenges. What can be accomplished in one day? Much. If I were to live 100 years, I could not do more than I can today. This is profound. Often we think, I'll really get serious next month, or I'll start working on my goals next year. But the truth is, what you accomplish in life will be determined by what you accomplish today, repeated many times. Practical application. Living as if today is your last doesn't mean being reckless or short-sighted. It means being fully present and intentional. Here's a daily practice. Morning ritual. When you wake up, say, this may be my last day. How do I want to spend it? Who do I want to be today? Then list your 3 most important priorities for the day. The things that, if you accomplished only these, would make the day worthwhile. Throughout the day, when you catch yourself procrastinating, wasting time, or being distracted, ask, if today were my last day, would I be doing this? This doesn't mean you can't rest or have fun. If today were your last day, you want to enjoy it, but you wouldn't waste it on things you don't care about. Evening ritual. Before sleep, reflect. If this had been my last day, would I be satisfied with how I lived it? Not every day will be perfect, but this practice keeps you honest and intentional. The deeper wisdom. This scroll is addressing what philosophers call existential awareness, the consciousness of our mortality and the preciousness of time. Most people live as if they're immortal. They assume they'll have time later to pursue their dreams, improve their relationships, or make a difference. But later never comes. There's only ever now. The scroll quotes, who can say that today is not my last day? This then is my last chance. I will live this day as if it is my last. Steve Jobs, in his famous Stanford commencement speech, said, remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. When you live with death awareness, not morbidly, But realistically, you gain clarity about what matters. Petty concerns fade. Procrastination loses its appeal. You become focused on what truly counts. As the scroll beautifully states, I will waste not a moment mourning yesterday's misfortunes, yesterday's defeats, yesterday's aches of the heart. For why should I throw good after bad? Each day is a gift. Unwrap it fully, live and completely. This is a day. The sixth scroll addresses one of the most important but often neglected aspects of success, emotional mastery. Its central message is, today I will be master my emotions. This scroll teaches that external circumstances don't control you. Your response to them does, and you can choose your response. Key principles from Scroll 6. 1. Emotions are tides. The scroll uses a powerful metaphor. Emotions are like the tides of the sea, constantly rising and falling. Today you feel confident. Tomorrow you feel doubtful. Today you're enthusiastic. Tomorrow you're discouraged. The tides advance. The tides recede. Winter goes and summer comes. Summer wanes and the cold increases. The sun rises. The sun sets. The moon is full. The moon is black. This is the nature of emotions. They change constantly. The key is not letting them control your actions. 2. Control your reactions. Today I will be master my emotions. If I feel depressed, I will sing. If I feel sad, I will laugh. If I feel ill, I will double my labor. If I feel fear, I will plunge ahead. If I feel inferior, I will wear new garments. If I feel uncertain, I will raise my voice. If I feel poverty, I will think of wealth to come. If I feel incompetent, I will think of past success. This is a principle of acting opposite to negative emotions. Don't let your feelings dictate your actions. Let your chosen actions create new feelings. 3. Emotions follow actions. This is profound psychological truth. While we often think emotions cause actions, I feel sad, so I stay in bed. The reverse is also true. Actions cause emotions. I get up and exercise, so I feel energized. The scroll teaches, by deliberately acting in ways opposite to your negative emotions, you can change those emotions. Feel unmotivated? Start working anyway, and motivation will come. Feel afraid? Take action despite the fear, and courage will emerge. Feel discouraged? Express gratitude and encouragement, and hope will return. For don't let others control your emotions. Weak is he who permits his thoughts to control his actions. Strong is he who forces his actions to control his thoughts. The scroll is teaching emotional independence. Don't let other people's moods, opinions, or behaviors determine your emotional state. Don't give away that power. 5. Perspective determines experience. And how will I master these emotions so that each day will be productive? For unless my mood is right, the day will be a failure. The scroll teaches that you can't control what happens to you, but you can always control what you make it mean and how you respond. Practical application. Emotional mastery requires practice. Here are techniques based on Scroll 6. Morning mood setting. Start each day by consciously choosing your emotional state. Don't just let whatever mood you wake up in determine your day. Ask yourself, what emotion would serve me best today? Then deliberately generate that emotion through your thoughts, posture, and actions. The opposite action technique. When you notice a negative emotion arising, immediately do the opposite action. Feel lazy? Start working energetically. Feel discouraged? Express enthusiasm. Feel angry? Show kindness. Feel fearful? Take bold action. The detached observer practice. Throughout the day, notice your emotions without being controlled by them. Think, I'm noticing that I'm feeling anxious right now, rather than I am anxious. This creates a space between you and your emotions. When did they master you? What will you do differently tomorrow? The deeper wisdom. This scroll is teaching what psychologists call emotional regulation, the ability to manage and modify your emotional responses. Research shows that emotional regulation is one of the strongest predictors of success in career, relationships, and overall life satisfaction. People who can manage their emotions effectively handle stress better, maintain better relationships, persist through challenges, and make better decisions. But here's what most people miss. Emotional mastery doesn't mean suppressing emotions or pretending to feel what you don't feel. It means Recognizing that emotions are temporary and changeable, not identify with your emotions. I feel angry, not I am an angry person. Choosing actions that serve your goals regardless of momentary feelings, using actions to influence emotions rather than waiting for emotions to change on their own. As the scroll states, weak is he who permits his thoughts to control his actions. Strong is he who forces his actions to control his thoughts. This is power. This is freedom. This is mastery. You're mastering your emotions, but here's a challenge. Sometimes you need to celebrate success, and sometimes you need to find strength in failure. How do you maintain balance? The next scroll reveals the secret of equilibrium. The seventh scroll introduces a principle that might seem frivolous, but is actually profound. I will laugh at the world. This is about maintaining perspective, not taking yourself too seriously, and using humor as a tool for resilience and success. Key principles from Scroll 7. 1. Laughter is power. Only with laughter and happiness can I truly become success. Only with laughter and happiness can I enjoy the fruits of my labor. The scroll teaches that success without joy is not success at all. What good is achievement if you're miserable? What's the point of wealth if you can't enjoy it? Laughter and happiness aren't rewards for success. They're tools that help you achieve success and enjoy the journey. 2. Don't take yourself too seriously. Never will I allow myself to become so important, so wise, so dignified, so powerful that I forget how to laugh at myself and my world. Pride and self-importance are enemies of growth and happiness. When you can laugh at yourself, you become uncrushable. Criticism doesn't devastate you. Failure doesn't destroy you. You maintain perspective. 3. Everything is temporary. The scroll teaches a profound truth about perspective. All things are created for some purpose. Yet some are fashioned to bring a joy, while others are designed to teach us a lesson. This means whatever you're facing right now, whether wonderful or terrible, is temporary in the scope of eternity. Today's crisis is just a moment. Today's triumph is just a moment. Both shall pass. This isn't nihilistic, it's liberating. It means you can laugh in the face of difficulties because you know they won't last. And you can enjoy successes without clinging desperately to them because you know more coming. 4. Laugh at life's absurdities. And how can I laugh when confronted with man or deed which offends me so as to bring forth my tears or my curses? For words I will train myself to say until they become a habit so strong that immediately they will appear in my mind whenever good humor threatens to depart from me. These words, this too shall pass. Everything that troubles you today will eventually pass. The annoying person, the frustrating situation, the painful circumstance, all temporary. Similarly, everything you desire and achieve will also pass. The recognition, the wealth, the success, all temporary. When you truly grasp this, you can laugh, not cynically, but joyfully. You're freed from both excessive worry and excessive attachment. 5. Choose joy. I will laugh at the world. And so long as I can laugh, never will I be poor. This then is one of nature's greatest gifts, and I will waste it no more. Laughter and joy are choices available to you right now, regardless of circumstances. You don't need to wait until you achieve your goals to be happy. You can choose happiness now, and that happiness will help you achieve your goals. Practical application. Here's how to apply Scroll 7. Start your day with laughter. Watch something funny. Recall a humorous memory, or simply smile and laugh for no reason. It works. The physical act of laughing triggers positive emotions even if nothing's funny. Practice. This too shall pass. When something troubles you, immediately think or say, this too shall pass. When something wonderful happens, think, this too shall pass, so I'll enjoy it fully now. This phrase works both ways. It relieves anxiety about bad times and encourages presence during good times. Look for the humor. In every frustrating situation, try to find something amusing, not in a way that diminishes real problems, but in a way that maintains your emotional equilibrium. Laugh at yourself. When you make a mistake or do something embarrassing, laugh. Tell the story on yourself. This practice makes you resilient and likable. Share laughter. Make a goal to make at least one person laugh each day. Humor builds connections and spreads joy. The deeper wisdom. This scroll is teaching something that seems paradoxical but is profoundly true. Taking life less seriously makes you more effective at it. When you're rigid, anxious, and heavy about everything, you drain your energy and cloud your judgment. When you maintain a light touch, you stay creative, resilient, and clear-headed. Viktor Frankl, who survived Nazi concentration camps, wrote, "The attempt to develop a sense of humor and to see things in a humorous light is some kind of a trick learned while mastering the art of living. Even in the worst circumstances, humor and laughter provide strength. They're not escape or denial, they're perspective and power. As the scroll says, henceforth will I shed only tears of sweat, for those of sadness or remorse or frustration are of no value. Work hard, yes. Persist through challenges, yes. But do it with joy, with laughter, with the lightness of someone who knows that all of this, the struggles and the triumphs, are part of the grand, often absurd, always temporary dance of life. And that's something to laugh about." The 8th scroll focuses on growth and continuous improvement. Its central message is, "Today I will multiply my value 100-fold." This is about the compound effect of small, consistent improvements and the exponential growth that comes from daily progress. Key principles from Scroll 8. 1. The wheat and the gold parable of the scroll begins with the story of a grain of wheat. If you plant it and then plant all its offspring year after year, in less than a decade you'll have enough wheat to fill entire valleys. Similarly, a small amount of gold invested and reinvested becomes a fortune. This is the principle of compound growth. Small improvements, multiplied over time, create extraordinary results. 2. You are like the grain of wheat. I am like a grain of wheat with one difference. The wheat waits for the forces of nature to multiply it, while I will multiply myself 100-fold. Unlike wheat, you don't have to wait passively for growth. You can actively multiply your value through deliberate effort. 3. Set new goals daily. Today I will surpass every action which I performed yesterday. I will climb today's mountain to the utmost of my ability, yet tomorrow I will climb higher than today. The scroll teaches that you should constantly raise your standards. What was your best yesterday should be your baseline today. Always push beyond your previous limits. 4. Multiply every aspect. The scroll specifies areas for multiplication. I will multiply my goals 100-fold. Set bigger targets. I will multiply my dreams. Expand your vision. I will multiply my actions. Do more than before. I will multiply my value to my employers/customers. Increase your contribution. 5. Never be satisfied with yesterday's accomplishments. I will not be satisfied with yesterday's accomplishments, nor will I indulge myself in self-praise for deeds which in reality are too small to even acknowledge. This isn't about being harsh with yourself. It's about maintaining forward momentum. Celebrate wins, then immediately focus on the next level. Practical application. The compound growth principle can be applied practically. The 1% daily improvement. What if you improve by just 1% every day? In 1 year, you'd be 37 times better, 365% compound improvement. In reality, even 1% daily improvement is difficult to maintain, but the concept is powerful. Small, consistent improvements create massive change. Set daily goals. Each day, set a goal that's slightly beyond what you accomplished yesterday. Yesterday, you made 10 sales calls. Today, make 11. Yesterday, you read 10 pages. Today, read 12. Yesterday, you exercised 20 minutes. Today, do 22. Track your progress. Keep a record of your key metrics. Seeing the visual evidence of your compounding improvement is motivating and makes the principle real. Invest in your growth. Like investing gold to multiply it. Invest in yourself. Read books constantly, take courses in training, find mentors, practice your skills, deliberately learn from failures. Expand your contribution. Constantly ask, how can I provide more value? Whether to your employer, your customers, your family, or your community, always look for ways to give more. The deeper wisdom. This scroll is teaching what we now call exponential growth or compound effect. It's one of the most powerful forces in nature and in achievement. Most people overestimate what they can accomplish in a day and underestimate what they can accomplish in a year. They want instant transformation and get discouraged when it doesn't happen. But the scroll teaches a different approach. Focus on consistent small improvements. Trust the compound effect. A tiny seed becomes a mighty tree, but not overnight, through consistent daily growth. As the scroll says, "And just as the sun must warm the earth to bring forth the seedling of wheat, so too will the words on these scrolls warm my life and turn my dreams into reality." The scrolls themselves, read daily for 30 days each, are an example of compound effect. One reading does little, but 90 readings of the same message rewire your brain, transform your habits, and change your life. Apply this to everything. Relationships compound. Small daily acts of love create deep bonds. Knowledge compounds. Small daily learning creates expertise. Wealth compounds. Small daily savings create fortunes. Health compounds. Small daily healthy choices create vitality. The key is consistency and time. Start small. Persist daily. Trust the process. The ninth scroll addresses the most common obstacle to success: procrastination. Its central message is powerfully simple: I will act now. This 3-word command is repeated throughout the scroll like a mantra, drilling into your consciousness the most important success habit of all: immediate action. Key principles from Scroll 9. 1. Procrastination is the deadliest disease. I will act now. For now is all I have. Tomorrow is the day reserved for the labor of the lazy. I am not lazy. Tomorrow is the day when the evil become good. I am not evil. Tomorrow is the day when the weak become strong. I am not weak. Tomorrow is the day when the failure will succeed. I am not a failure. The scroll is teaching that tomorrow is a lie. It's the refuge of those who want to feel like they'll take action without actually taking action. But tomorrow never comes. There's only ever today. 2. Immediate action is power. I will act now. Success will not wait. If I delay, she will become betrothed to another and lost to me forever. Opportunities have expiration dates. The perfect moment never comes. If you wait until you feel ready, until conditions are perfect, until you have all the answers, you'll wait forever. Action creates clarity, momentum, and results. Waiting creates only regret. 3. Action cures fear. I will act now. I will act now. I will act now. Henceforth, I will repeat these words again and again and again, each hour, each day, until the words become as much a habit as my breathing, and the actions which follow become as instinctive as the blinking of my eyelids. When you're afraid, anxious, or uncertain, immediate action is a cure. Fear grows in inaction. Courage grows in action. 4. Kill procrastination before it kills you. The scroll teaches that procrastination is subtle and seductive. It offers comfortable excuses. I'll start tomorrow when I feel more motivated. I need to do more research first. I'll wait until conditions are better. I'm not quite ready yet. All lies. The truth is, you'll never feel completely ready. Conditions will never be perfect. You'll always have reasons to delay. The only solution: act now. 5. Make it your mantra. The scroll repeats, I will act now, dozens of times. This isn't accidental. By repeating this phrase constantly, it becomes your automatic response to every task, every opportunity, every challenge. Someone needs help? I will act now. A task needs doing? I will act now. An opportunity appears? I will act now. Fear arises? I will act now. Practical application. Here's how to install the act now habit. The 5-second rule. Mel Robbins teaches: when you have an impulse to act on a goal, count backward from 5 and then move. 5-4-3-2-1 go. This interrupts the habit of hesitation and forces action. The immediate action test. For any task that takes less than 5 minutes, do it immediately. Don't add it to a list. Don't schedule it for later. Do it now. This habit eliminates the accumulation of small tasks that drain your mental energy. Repeat the mantra. Throughout the day, especially when you notice yourself procrastinating, say aloud if possible, I will act now. I will act now. I will act now. Then take action immediately, even if it's just the tiniest first step. Start before you're ready. Make a rule. When you think of something you need to do, start within 60 seconds. Don't wait to feel motivated. Don't wait until you have more time. Start now with whatever time you have. The deeper wisdom. This scroll is teaching what psychologists call bias toward action, one of the most reliable predictors of success. Research shows that successful people don't wait for perfect plans or perfect conditions. They make decisions quickly and then adjust based on feedback. Unsuccessful people deliberate endlessly, wait for certainty, and miss opportunities while they're thinking about it. Analysis paralysis is real. Overthinking is as destructive as not thinking at all. As the scroll teaches, there's a time to plan and a time to act. Most people spend too much time planning and too little time acting. The scroll says, I was not delivered into this world in defeat, nor does failure course in my veins. I am not a sheep waiting to be prodded by my shepherd. I am a lion, and I refuse to talk, to walk, to sleep with the sheep. This is about taking ownership and initiative. Lions act. Sheep wait to be told what to do. Here's a powerful truth. Action creates information. You often can't know if something will work until you try it. Planning can only take you so far. At some point, you must act and learn from the results. As the scroll powerfully concludes, I will act now. I will act now. I will act now. From this moment on, I will repeat these words again and again and again, each hour, each day, until the words become as much a habit as my breathing. When I will act now becomes your automatic response, procrastination dies and success becomes inevitable. You've learned 9 profound principles. But there's one more, the final scroll that ties everything together and points you towards something greater than personal success. The culmination of all this wisdom leads to a surprising destination. The 10th and final scroll might surprise you. After 9 scrolls of practical success principles, the final scroll is spiritual. Its central message is, I will pray for guidance. Whether you're religious or not, this scroll contains wisdom about humility, purpose, and connection to something greater than yourself. Key principles from Scroll X. 1. Success isn't the final goal. The scroll begins by acknowledging that success, wealth, and achievement are not the ultimate purposes of life. They're means to an end, not the end itself. Who is of so little faith that in a moment of great disaster or heartbreak has not called to God? This is teaching that there's something in human nature that seeks connection to the transcendent, especially in our most vulnerable moments. 2. Humility is essential after 9 scrolls that build confidence, competence, and capability. This final scroll teaches humility. No matter how successful you become, you're still limited, finite, and dependent on forces beyond your control. I am but a small and lonely grape, clutching the vine, yet thou hast made me different from all others. Truly there must be a special place for me. This balances a 4th scroll. I am nature's greatest miracle. With humility. Yes, you're unique and valuable, but you're also small in the grand scheme. Both truths matter. 3. Prayer is asking for the right things. The scroll teaches what to pray for. Guide me, God, to be a better person. Help me to share my gifts. Lead me to those who need what I have to offer. Give me the strength to persist. Help me to serve others. Notice, these aren't prayers for easy success or for others to do the work for you. They're prayers for qualities, opportunities, and strength to earn success through right action. For success should serve others, show me the way. Let all my words and deeds be a prayer unto you. This is teaching that ultimate fulfillment comes not from accumulation, but from contribution. Your success should be a means of serving others, not just yourself. 5. Gratitude completes the cycle. The scroll ends with gratitude. I thank God for all that I have and all that I will receive. Gratitude is the proper response to gifts received and opportunities given. It keeps you from entitlement and reminds you that you're part of something larger than yourself. Practical application. Whether or not you're religious, here's how to apply Scroll X. Morning prayer/meditation. Begin each day with a moment of connection to something greater than yourself. This might be traditional prayer, if you're religious, meditation on purpose, and meaning reflection on how you can serve others today. Gratitude for the opportunity to contribute. Pray for the right things. Instead of praying for easy success, pray for or focus your intention on. Character qualities you need: patience, courage, kindness. Opportunities to serve others, wisdom to make good decisions, strength to persist through challenges. Keep success in perspective. Remember that achievements are ultimately about what you can give, not what you can get. Ask regularly, how can I use my success to serve others? Practice gratitude, and each day with gratitude for opportunities you were given, challenges that helped you grow, people who supported you, progress you made. The deeper wisdom. This scroll is teaching something that modern success culture often misses. Achievement without meaning is empty. You can master all 9 previous scrolls, become incredibly successful, accumulate wealth and recognition, and still feel empty if you're only serving yourself. The 10th scroll points to a higher purpose. Your success is meant to be a vehicle for serving others and contributing to something greater than yourself. Viktor Frankl wrote, "Success, like happiness, cannot be pursued. It must ensue, and it only does so as the unintended side effect of one's personal dedication to a cause greater than oneself." This is what the 10th scroll is teaching. When you dedicate yourself to serving others, contributing to the world, and living with purpose and meaning, success follows naturally. And that success is fulfilling because it's connected to something that matters. The scroll says, "Guide me to that position where I can be of greatest service to you." This is the ultimate prayer. Not make me successful, but use me. Show me where I can contribute most. Help me be a blessing to others. When you approach success this way, as a means of service rather than self-aggrandizement, you avoid the emptiness that plagues many successful people. You create a legacy that matters. You build a life of meaning. Now that you understand all 10 scrolls, let's talk about how to actually apply them in your life. The system. Commit to 300 days. This is approximately 10 months. It's a significant commitment, but that's the point. Transformation requires sustained effort, point 1 scroll at a time. Don't try to apply all 10 scrolls at once. Focus on one for 30 days, then move to the next point 3 readings daily. Morning. Set your intention for the day. Midday. Reinforces a principle when daily pressures threaten to derail you. Evening. Embeds a lesson before sleep, when your subconscious mind processes information. Read aloud when possible. Hearing the words engages more of your brain and makes them more powerful. Read with feeling. Don't just mechanically recite. Feel the words. Believe them. Let them move you. The transformation timeline. Days 1 to 30, scroll I. Form good habits. You're establishing the foundation. The act of reading the scroll 3 times daily is itself building the habit of consistency and daily self-improvement. You'll notice yourself becoming more conscious of your habits. Days 31 to 60, scroll 2. Greet this day with love. You'll notice your relationships improving. You'll feel more positive. People will respond to you differently. Love as a practice transforms your entire experience of life. Days 61 to 90, scroll 3. Persist until I succeed. This is where many people quit. Ironically, right when they're learning about persistence. If you make it through these 90 days, you've proven to yourself that you can persist. You've built genuine grit. Days 91 to 120, scroll 4. I am nature's greatest miracle. Your self-esteem and confidence will grow. You'll start believing you're capable of more than you thought. Days 121 to 150, scroll V. Live this day as if it's my last. You will waste less time. Procrastination will decrease. You'll become more present and intentional. Days 151 to 180, scroll 6. Master my emotions. This is transformative. You'll notice yourself choosing your responses rather than reacting automatically. Emotional resilience will grow. Days 181 to 210, scroll 7. Laugh at the world. You'll lighten up. Take yourself less seriously. Find humor in challenges. This is liberating. Days 211 to 240, scroll 8. Multiply my value. You'll start seeing compound growth in your skills, income, relationships, and impact. Days 241 to 270, scroll 9. Act now. Procrastination will become rare. Bias toward action will become automatic. This is where your productivity explodes. Days 271 to 300, scroll X. Pray for guidance. You'll connect your success to something meaningful. Purpose and contribution will guide you. Tips for success. 1. Don't break the chain. Mark off each day on a calendar. The visual chain of completed days motivates you to keep going. 2. Set reminders. Use phone alarms for your 3 daily readings until a habit is established. 3. Find an accountability partner. Share your 300-day journey with someone and update them regularly. 4. Journal your progress. Write brief notes about insights, challenges, and changes you notice. 5. Be patient. Real transformation takes time. Trust the process, even when you don't see immediate results. Remember, the book isn't just about Hafid receiving the scrolls. It's also about him eventually passing them on. After Hafid becomes the greatest salesman in the world and accumulates tremendous wealth, he reaches old age. He's kept his promise and lived by the scrolls for decades. Now he must fulfill the final part of his obligation. Find someone worthy to receive the scrolls. The book ends with Hafid meeting a young man named Paul, implied to be the Apostle Paul, and entrusting him with the scrolls. This teaches a profound lesson. Wisdom is meant to be shared. Success is meant to create more success. Your transformation should inspire and enable others' transformation. When you apply these principles and succeed, you have a responsibility to pass on what you've learned. This might mean mentoring others, teaching these principles, writing, or speaking about your journey, simply being a living example that inspires others. The scrolls are not meant to create isolated individual success. They're meant to create a chain of transformation that continues through generations. As Og Mandino himself did. He was saved by reading books from others, then wrote books that saved others, creating a chain of positive impact that continues today. Your assignment, as you begin your 300-day journey with the scrolls, make this commitment. When you complete the journey and see transformation in your life, you will pass on what you've learned to at least one other person. Find someone who's struggling where you once struggled. Share the principles. Give them hope. Help them begin their own journey. This is how one book has sold 50 million copies. This is how one man's wisdom has transformed millions of lives. Each person transformed becomes a transformer of others. The Greatest Salesman in the World was published in 1968. Why does it still matter today, over 50 years later? 1. The principles are timeless. Human nature hasn't changed. The habits, attitudes, and actions that led to success in ancient times, in Og Mandino's time, still lead to success today. Technology changes. Culture shifts. But the fundamentals of success, persistence, love, emotional mastery, immediate action, continuous growth, remain constant. 2. It addresses root causes, not symptoms. Many modern self-help books offer quick tips, hacks, and shortcuts. This book goes deeper. It addresses character, habits, and fundamental beliefs. Surface-level changes produce temporary results. Deep changes produce permanent transformation. 3. It's practical and actionable. The book doesn't just inspire. It gives you a specific system to follow. The 300-day, 10-scroll method is clear, concrete, and doable. You don't have to wonder, what do I do with this information? The book tells you exactly what to do and how to do it. 4. It combines ancient wisdom with universal appeal. By setting the story in ancient times and using a parable format, Mandino made the wisdom feel both timeless and accessible to people of all backgrounds, cultures, and belief systems. 5. It works. Millions of people have applied these principles and transformed their lives. The proof is in the results. Athletes have used it. Entrepreneurs have used it. Students have used it. Parents have used it. People from every walk of life have found value in these scrolls. Section 17. Common challenges and how to overcome them. 65:00-68:00. As you begin your 300-day journey, you'll face challenges. Let's address them now. Challenge 1. I keep forgetting to read the scrolls. Solution. Set 3 daily phone alarms link reading to existing habits. After brushing teeth, during lunch, before bed. Put sticky notes where you'll see them. Tell someone who will ask you about it. Challenge 2. I'm getting bored reading the same thing. Solution. This is actually the point. Your ego wants novelty, but transformation requires repetition. Push through the boredom. Read with more feeling. Find new nuances in the words. The boredom is your resistance to change, fighting back. Challenge 3. I don't see results yet. Solution. Most of the change is happening beneath the surface at first. Your subconscious is being reprogrammed. New neural pathways are forming. Trust the process. Results will come if you persist. Challenge 4. I missed a day or several days. Solution: don't let perfection be the enemy of progress. If you miss a day, just continue the next day. Don't restart the 30-day count unless you miss more than 3 consecutive days. The goal is progress, not perfection. Challenge 5. The language feels old-fashioned or religious. Solution: look past the specific wording to the universal principles. If certain phrases don't resonate, mentally rephrase them in your own words while keeping the core meaning. Challenge 6. I'm too busy. Solution: reading each scroll takes maybe 3 to 5 minutes. That's 15 minutes total per day. You have time. You're just prioritizing other things. Remember Scroll V. If today were your last day, would you spend 15 minutes on your personal growth? Of course you would. Here's an advanced practice. After you complete all 10 scrolls, create an 11th scroll of your own. What principle do you need to internalize? What belief or habit would most transform your life? Write your own scroll. Make it personal. Make it powerful. Then read it for 30 days using the same method. Some examples of personal scrolls people have created. I will honor my body as a temple. I will listen before speaking. I will create beauty in the world. I will face my fears with courage. I will be present with my children. I will speak truth with compassion. Your personal scroll should address your specific growth edge, be written in present tense. I will or I am. Be aspirational but believable, include specific actions or attitudes inspire and challenge you. This practice takes Mandino's wisdom and makes it completely personalized. You become both student and teacher, both receiver and creator of transformative wisdom. Before we conclude, let's honor the man who gave us this gift. After his transformation from suicidal alcoholic to successful author, Og Mandino wrote 18 books. But the greatest salesman in the world was his masterpiece, his gift to humanity. He died in 1996 at age 72, but his wisdom lives on. Millions continue to read his books. Countless lives continue to be transformed. His story proves the central message of his book. Anyone can change. Anyone can overcome their past. Anyone can become successful if they follow the right principles with persistence. Mandino himself was the greatest proof of his philosophy. He lived what he taught. He was the camel boy who became the greatest salesman, not of rugs or goods, but of hope, wisdom, and transformation. His legacy isn't just the books he wrote. It's every life changed by those books. It's every person who read the scrolls, applied the principles, succeeded, and then taught others. You're part of that legacy now. When you read this book, apply these principles, and share the wisdom with others, you're continuing Og Mandino's work. He's gone, but his impact continues. That's true immortality. Not living forever, but creating something that outlives you and continues blessing others long after you're gone. So there you have it, the complete wisdom of the greatest salesman in the world. 10 scrolls, 10 principles, 300 days, 1 transformed life. Let's recap the journey. Form good habits. Success is inevitable for those who master their daily actions. Greet this day with love. Love is the greatest secret of success. Persist until I succeed. Never quit. And failure becomes impossible. I am nature's greatest miracle. You are unique, valuable, and capable. Live this day as if it's my last. Make today count because it's all you have. Master my emotions. Control your responses. Control your life. Laugh at the world. Maintain perspective and joy regardless of. Circumstances multiply my value. Small, consistent improvements create exponential results. Act now. Immediate action is the antidote to procrastination and fear. Pray for guidance. Connect your success to purpose and service. These aren't just ideas to understand intellectually. They're principles to live. They're habits to install. They're a transformation system to follow. The question isn't whether these principles work. Millions of people have proven they do. The question is, will you work them? Will you commit to the 300-day journey? Will you read each scroll 3 times daily for 30 days? Will you persist through boredom, doubt, and resistance? Most people won't. They'll listen to this video, feel inspired for a few days, then return to their old habits. But you're not most people. You didn't listen this far to quit now. You're someone who recognizes that you're meant for more. You're someone who believes in your potential. You're someone willing to do what it takes to transform your life. The scrolls are waiting. The journey is before you. The person you're meant to become is calling. All that's required is that you begin. Here's the question I want to leave you with. If you committed fully to the principles in these 10 scrolls for 300 days, reading them 3 times daily, internalizing them, living them, how would your life be different 1 year from now? Who would you become? What would you achieve? How would you feel? More importantly, what's stopping you from finding out? Think about that. Really sit with it. Because the only thing between you and that transformed future is a decision and 300 days of commitment. Is it worth it? Only you can decide. If this deep dive into the greatest salesman in the world has inspired you, I need you to do 3 things. First, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. We explore books that truly matter, literature that doesn't just entertain but transforms. Don't miss our next deep dive. Second, share this video with someone who needs these principles. Think of one person in your life who's struggling, who's searching, who's ready for change. Send them this video. You might change their life. Third, get the book and commit to the 300-day journey. Don't just listen to me talk about transformation. Experience it yourself. The Greatest Salesman in the World is available everywhere books are sold. Get it, read it, live it. Remember, knowledge without application is just entertainment. These principles only work if you work them. The scrolls are calling. Will you answer? Thank you for watching. You have infinite potential. Now go prove it. I'll see you in the next video, and I expect to hear your success story in the comments when we meet again. Now go, begin.